Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Jason here today. I have a solo playthrough for Tiny Epic Game of Thrones with the Ice and Fire expansion, fully cooperative for 1 to 4 players. In this one, you are playing one of the famed houses of Westeros. In the base game, you had Stark and Lannister, a lot of your favorites. Here, they're going to give you Jon Snow of the Night's Watch and Daenerys Targaryen of the Resurgent House Targaryen, doing a lot of the same things that you do in the base game, deploying troops, vying for the allyship of various houses, and going for domination of the land. Only this time you are cooperating against the Night King and his army of White Walkers as they come down and implacably invade towards the south of Westeros. A lot of the same mechanics are going to happen here, so I'm going to refer you to my previous playthrough for the base game if you want to know how the game basically works. Here, I'm going to feature the Night King and have a full cooperative playthrough. It's different enough, there's a lot of different mechanics, that I figured why not, let's go with 2 playthroughs here on OSCS. Hopefully by the time you go through both of those playthroughs as well as my review, you'll know whether this is a game that is worth your gaming time or gaming dollar. So let's get to it after these channel announcements. We are the One Stop Co-op Shop, a multi-platform gaming empire, and your one stop for solo and cooperative gaming goodness. I'll get into the on-the-field mechanisms, including combat, in the next round or two. Let me just give an overview of what you see here on the board. So first of all, we have the treaty mat, which is the collective efforts of Westeros. No longer do we track gold separately or castles, it's now together. So the castles are going to be tracked here. As we gain castles and alliances, which will get diverse castles, we'll have to stack them up. Once we pass 6, not 3, as in the base game, 6, then we can begin to enter King's Landing. Point scoring after the different rounds is going to work basically the same, except for the wrinkle that we get points for every 2 castles. Point scoring in Ice and Fire works very, very different. We start with a lead of 10 in this normal mode. As the Night King shows up and brings out his White Walkers, he's going to be scoring a bunch of points and eventually going to lap us. Our job is to score enough points so that we're ahead of the Night King. Only then can we attack. Winning is not scoring more points than the Night King. Will be the point of that. It would just be to kill the Night King, and we have to be ahead on points in order to do that. As you can see, we've added 2 new map tiles up top representing the north and covered the board in these exploration tokens, 2 different kinds, north and south. So this is going to represent the heroes looking around for what they need in order to weaken and eventually defeat the Night King and the White Walkers. In the south, along with other rewards, we're going to find Valyrian steel blades. Those Valyrian steel blades are going to go on this White Walker map. Right now, the walkers are very strong. If you fight them, you have to overcome 1 plus a card from the top of the deck plus 5, representing all of their strength. As we find Valyrian steel, we're going to be weakening them 1 by 1, covering these bonuses, eventually getting them down so that we can beat them pretty manageably. But we have to explore in order to do so. Exploration is difficult. We have to explore with 3 units. So getting 3 units and getting them around is going to be difficult, but that's kind of the task in front of you. The Night King is even more difficult because the only way to defeat them is by finding obsidian knives, which are only in the north, which I'm upset about because there's plenty of obsidian in Dragonstone, but for whatever reason, we can't dig it out. Only in the north. Once we get into the north, fight off the White Walkers, and find 3 obsidian daggers, then the Night King becomes even a little bit beatable. And oh, by the way, in order to even think about getting obsidian, when we land on one of the tokens and find the obsidian, the dragon is going to show up, and we have to have our own combat with the dragon, which is a strength of 3 plus a card from the top of the deck. Got to do that 3 different times if we want to beat the Night King. I'm going to be playing this playthrough with Jon Snow and the Night's Watch as a primary character. I'm also going to be playing with Daenerys Targaryen, but I'm going to have them automated as a bot. It's pretty easy to double hand so that I could just have two hands of cards and make all the decisions for both characters. But I figured, A, let's see what the cooperative bot looks like in action, and B, it takes a little bit of the decision overhead out of my hands. We will see Daenerys' dragons, don't you worry. As Daenerys attacks, they are going to summon one of their three dragons. So hopefully before long, we'll have all three on the field. They act as strong units. Not too much strafing and breathing fire, but we all have imaginations. First things first, I made a deck of 6 total cards for the different rounds. This is the pre-round Ranger report. All right, round 1, Night King is slumbering. They don't attack, but we are starting to get whispers of Nightwalkers. We start fully populated with these tokens. When we get a zone indicating the token and there's one already there, we flip it over and see what it is. We have a 3-eyed raven, which is a scry when I reach it. So I don't just do it now. I have to reach it first. And hey, look at that, a piece of dragon glass. So I have my 1 of 3 in my visuals. Good luck to getting all the way up there. In addition, we have our Nightwalker sighting. How convenient that they appear near Craster's Keep. How in keeping with the lore. Fantastic. And that is not going to bother us for 1 turn. We have 1 turn to prepare until the Night King comes out. So let's do it. As in a solo game, they are going to roll their own dice, and I'll have a chance to follow them. I roll my dice first and make it happen. Let's see. We got a crown. We got a recruit, and we have another recruit. Actually, recruit is a good thing. Just so you know, John's power is really good, and it's even better in solo. Set a die to any face that has not been used yet, which is basically set a die if I really wanted to. So part of the reason why I like this one as a solo character, because there's a lot of flexibility. You're never stuck. John will start in Castle Black. We are going to put a recruit on top of a march. So we do the march first, and then we do the recruit. So we got 1. We are going to leave this character over here, and we'll just kind of stay there. And then we're going to do a recruit. So we are going to spend, we start with 4 gold overall, 2 per player. So let's go down to 2, recruit 2 different Night's Watchmen. And when I have 3, when I have control in a domain with 3 characters, the game does not specify that I have to march in there with 3. When I control a domain with 3, which is now true, that's when I get to explore. Now look at that. I already got a little bit of Valyrian steel. And so when I'm ready to deal with Nightwalkers, that's a little bit easier. And I'm actually going to emphasize getting a little bit more exploration early because I know how the bot behaves. They are pretty strong, but they're pretty dumb. Generally, they're going to be walking around clearing up castles. So I'll rely on castle acquisition for the bot for the most part. In addition, when the White Walkers start to come out and they start to occupy the targets, the bot is just crazy. It'll just kind of keep on going towards and attacking Night Walkers. So let me go ahead and find as much Valyrian steel as possible so that I can set the bot up for success and the dragon. Brrr. Normally the bot would go, but we have in the Ice and Fire expansion, we have something in between for the Night King to do. They are going to evoke terror. Kind of like they're plotting. They're going to take 1 card. So let's talk about terrifying the populace. So they can not make alliances. The people are not dumb enough to actually ally with the Night King. He's not exactly fooling anybody. However, he can terrify them into quiescence. When he has an alliance, which works the same if they have 2 power tokens, the house is going to be terrified. You can't walk through their lands, and fighting in their lands is going to be +1 for the Night King. That's not great. So generally, along with everything else, we don't want the houses to be terrified. All right, so what's going to happen here? So let's talk about this Baratheon right now. They are going to get silent whispers all the way down to storms, and they're hearing about the White Walkers coming back, and some people are believing them. When there is a symbol, and this is the Night Watch symbol, that is not one of the 4 houses, then they are going to put a White Walker on here. When we get to the end of the round and there's 2 White Walkers, then the Night King is actually going to steal allies from us and put it into the terror pool. So nice for them to have like the 1 token so that they'll discard it at the end of the turn. When they get to 2, that's when we have to start to watch out. So now my teammate is going to give it a go, and I get to do a follow. They are going to do a recruit as well. Let's see what happens. So this is serendipity. This is devastating when they do it to me, but when it's on my side, it's glorious. So they are going to do their throne action. Then they're going to do the recruit. The throne says, place one power token into the rival's ally pool for each non-player house the rival has none of. Look at that. We have no allies. We didn't even need to drag a dead skeleton out of the north in order to get the houses to finally listen to us. Wow, alternate history Westeros is on my side. The other part of this card is sad face because it says add one ally unit from its strongest ally. It does not have any ally units. We are not allies. The game is specific about saying we're still enemies, frenemies, so to speak. The game calls it teammates, so it could not recruit my own troops. That would make sense, wouldn't it? But we're going to play it where it does not. So that recruit action does not fire off. However, I do have the chance to follow it. And why the heck not? I have 2 more coins. That's going to cost me 2 more coins off my mat. There we go. We have the 2 coins. We're going to recruit another and land them in Castle Black. It is almost guaranteed that that somehow the Night King is going to interact with this area. And so they'll be able to defend against that. And when the wall comes down, will be a good staging area to get into the north. All right, we are setting up. Allies are powerful, so let's play some ally games. We are going to do 2 event cards for our second turn. So the bot goes after player turns, not the teammate's turn. First of all, we are going to play a Betrayer's Gift. Ooh, Littlefinger. Return a power token from your ally pool to its house's token pool to gain 1 and 4. Nothing personal, House Tyrell. I just said eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and that's where you landed. So we return 1 to the ally pool. We're going to get 1 victory point, which they're going to be really valuable, and also 4 coins. So nice reset after all of that recruiting. Now we play the second one, a new card from the Ice and Fire expansion. A bunch of those got shuffled in. A surprising coalition. Pay 1 to take 1 power token from each of the 4 different non-player house mats. Shake them in your hands blindly and select 2. Place these 2 in your ally pool. Ho ho! So thanks to the bot's efforts and this powerful combo of cards, I'm going to get at least 1, maybe 2 alliances. All right, hopefully I do not pick House Tyrell out of this batch. It is not House Tyrell. We have fortified alliances in the south. These warm people do not want to feel the bite of winter, so they are ready to defend it. I have a House Martell of Sunspear and House Baratheon of Storm's End. I will have their allyship unless the bot does something crazy at the end of the round. And so for the Vogue Terror pool, we got 1 house that is not in the game, the Greyjoys. So we are going to put another White Walker in the Terror pool. Eventually, they're going to claim 1 of my troops. But let's see if the bot does anything about that. Oh, they might do something about that. They are going to plot. But what do they do first? The bot is being super helpful. First of all, it is going to do the Raven action before it does the plot. Add 2 rival units to the unoccupied domain that reaches furthest north. Right now, I technically don't reach into the north because it's impassable because of the wall. So that would be, what is this? This is the Shadow Tower, the western tower outpost on the wall. And yeah, I'm going to add 2 units. So these 2, who are normally warm, we know what we're in for, so we are fortifying right in front of the wall. For its plot action, they are going to plot and get an alliance from the Martells. Do I need 2? Do I need 3? Actually, I might need the 3 because as the die action, I get to follow that. I'm going to play this card as a plot action. I'm going to use it once. This is my own symbol, which means I can spend 2 gold to get any non-player house. Totally, totally worth it because I am going to pay to have the errands on my side. I have never achieved this many allies in 1 round, let alone the first round. Boy, I'm feeling good about this. Why am I feeling so good about this? It is check alliances step first. So these 2 White Walkers go away. Every White Walker goes away, and for every 2 you remove, we got to take 1 into the Terror pool. So that was a nice buffer that the bot got at the end. Boy, that bot really helped me out. They're feast or famine. Either they're helping me out or they're not doing anything. So I guess that is the way it balances out. So we get 1, 2, 3 alliances in the first turn. I don't know. I've ever done that before. Fantastic. which also means that I get 1, 2, 3 castles, and that makes 5 out of the 6 that I need. So with everything that I have going on, I actually control 2 fiefs, so I collect 2 gold from them. I do not collect gold from my personal mat on collecting taxes, but I do get the cards. So I am going to draw 2 cards, which fills my hand up to 4. So it was nice I was able to play those 2. The rules don't explicitly say this, but they do say the bot is still my enemy. So their collecting taxes is going to be getting in my way for reasons. Maybe they don't want me to have all the glory, which I guess makes sense. All right, we are done with round 1, on to round 2. All right, round 2, we get our Rangers report to start with. And they're going to attack Craster's Keep. So first we do all of the stuff that's listed on top, and then we do the attack. It's kind of a mixed blessing. It means I have 1 more round to not deal with the Night King, but they're going to score a bunch of points, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. All right, so first of all, we reveal 2 more of these tokens. We have 1, which is another White Walker. There's a White Walker already here, so whenever they need to add a White Walker and they can't, they are going to score 1 point. Get used to that. And let's reveal that one over here. Oh no. Most of these are bad, so that is not inevitable. So that we are going to do a Terror Pull. The Terror Pull is Lannister. Lannister is not in the game, and so they're going to place 1 White Walker in the Terror Pool. And that gets discarded. When the next time that this shows up on the Ranger report, it's just going to show up with another token face down. 2 more White Walkers show up in exactly the places that I don't want, and then another White Walker would show up all the way out here in the land of always winter, but that is another point for the White Walk, for the Night King. And finally, the man, the myth himself, the Night King appears. They are going to, first of all, attack. They always show up at a castle, and they're going to attack and basically destroy the castle. So I have them all laying down in this game for camera purposes. Usually you have them standing up, and then you knock them down. So I guess I'll take destroyed castles and just kind of put them upside down. Is that clear enough for you? Just that indicates that even though I come here, I cannot claim that castle as a thing. So just, that's there. And they are going to devastate the land by summoning White Walkers in every adjacent spot. So the whole area is covered in White Walkers. So he could not add White Walkers here because they're already here. You could only have 1 per zone. All 8 of the northern domains are covered in White Walkers. 2 points for that. So a mixed blessing. You see, that I have another round to prepare. I don't have to worry about them. But getting that dragon guy, especially that one up here all the way in Then, good Lord, that is going to be very, very difficult. All right, let's see how our hero gets through. We have a raven and a recruit, or 2 ravens. We are going to use the power, set a die to any face that has not been used yet. They've all not been used. We are going to do a march. Ooh, march is already covered, so we're going to have to just make do. But let's do it this way. We're going to do a sail. We have multiple options for actions, and we're going to continue to prioritize exploration. So we're going to sail with Jon Snow and get a lousy coin. That's about as worse as it gets in terms of rewards. Hopefully, as I march and use the die action, this one will be a little bit better for me. 2 coins. Okay, why not? Eventually, I'll get to my swords. So the terror is 2 of symbols for me. So they're not non-house symbols, so they all do the same thing. So they are going to at least terrify 1 of our places, perhaps get to a 4th, and terrify 2 of my own tokens. Let us see what the bot does in response. Daenerys Targaryen is going to whisper. So as part of its whisper card, the first thing it does is it plots. Let's check out the top of the deck. This is promising because there is 1 of a hero that is present. And so for the hero that is present, instead, it pulls from the strongest ally. So I have my choices over here. So that is basically a buffer. So I know that the bot is going to claim allies off of my pool. So let's just fill up with a potential token so that it absorbs that and I can keep my alliance going. And also the whisper action is the rival gains 2 if it has more total power tokens on the map than you being the Night King. The specific are for cooperative mode from both houses and allies. The Night King has 8 power tokens. That's the White Walkers. I have all these allies. Wow. And so that gets me 2. So that's very valuable points. The bot is contributing in its own weird, wacky ways, but they are helping out for sure. This does not help me out so much, but at least I can get some more coins. So I'm going to go from 6 to 10. I'm just going to discard everything. Not that there are some cards that I can use in here, but most of the cards are useful. I'd rather have the gold. So let's go ahead and pick 4 more cards. All right, it is Jon Snow's go. We are going to do a recruit, but before that, we are going to plot. I'm going to plot with Jon Snow's own card. So I spend 2 per symbol to recruit from a non-player house that I don't have. Let us absolutely welcome the alliance of the Tyrells and beautiful Marjorie Tyrell back into the fold. That cost me 2 coins. I'm also going to do some recruiting. So that is going to cost me another 2 and 2, making 4. Very expensive turn. Scratch that. I can only do that once, but I think it'll be worth it because Stannis the Menace Baratheon has arrived at the wall. Book readers, go ahead and let your imagination sing and rejoice. We get a terror pool pull, evoking terror. So the Night King does not believe in concentrating. They are going to spread their fear. Ultimately, that's going to build up to a huge problem. We'll see if I can manage what that turns into in a couple rounds. Actually, you know what? I can summon NPC houses into ally territory. So I can't summon my own, but because 2 players, the bot is a player, can't occupy the same space, but NPCs can. So let's get a retainer from House Baratheon along and deployed over the Shadow Tower. Stannis has heard about some potential resources hanging out down in the bowels. Is it obsidian? It is not obsidian. It is more gold. I don't need more gold. I need swords. The bot is going to go. They are going to sail. That's pretty exciting. Let's see what happens. Sailing first means plotting, so that's really going to help me out. They are going to plot Baratheon and Tyrell. Wow, that's worked out for me really good. Sometimes the bot whiffs. Sometimes the bot is right on the money. And so that is Daenerys. Yes, she is in the game. You won't really see her until we see White Walkers break the wall. So we are going to sweep down into Old Town, replicating the path of Aegon the Targaryen. I wonder who she is meeting down in Old Town. Jon Snow has heard the whispers of an unimaginably beautiful girl riding a dragon, and so he is going to take his sails down as far as he can go to try to see her. They make it to the Blackhaven, and let's see what he finds along the way. Ooh, a White Walker has been slain. Someone rose up, took the obsidian, and took out this one individual White Walker. So when I go there, I don't have to deal with this thing. And it's not going to summon again, or maybe it's going to summon again. Who knows? We check alliances first. So we get rid of the 3. For every 2, we give them 1 token. Let's spread the love on the terror. We're all going to help each other. And so I now still have the allyship of House Tyrell. We're going to go ahead and acclaim that. And all the extra tokens are going to get returned to their mats. So as you can see, I haven't really moved, but I made a lot of progress because I focused on the allies. Boom! Without really moving or conquering at all, I have 6 castles. I also have 2 fiefs, which will get me 2 more coins. I don't think I calculated this last turn, but the Night King gets points for having White Walkers in the map. So at the first, they had 3. And now they have 7. So they go from 7 to 14. So without doing anything, the Night King is now beating me in points. All right, here comes round 3. So we have more White Walkers, more points. So that's basically 3 points. I could just kind of take care of that right now. And the Night King is going to break down the wall. No spoilers as to how that happens in the series, but imagine a big cacophony, and they are going to appear at Pike. So we get more tokens to complement the ones that are face up. 3 should have been added, so the Night King gets 3 more points. Boom! The wall is no more. And the Night King is free to run amok in Pike. So they are going to kill the Pike there. Good thing they're not in the game. And they are going to bring out more White Walkers. I got a little bit lucky because there aren't that many connectors. River Run still stands for now. See if they attack River Run next. But I still have to deal with the White Walker if I want to get River Run back. Stannis the Manus is undaunted. You are intimidated by me. Come fight, White Walker. All right, stuff just got really real. I need to get on my horse. Oh boy, what am I gonna do? Sail is covered. That's a problem. But I did get sail on the dice. I need to get a move on and start exploring. So we are going to do 2 movements, 1 march first, and then 1 sail. The first march is going to be down here. So we're going to have Stannis' lieutenant claim Winterfell. Maybe that's Davos. Sure, we're going to call that guy Davos. Reason being, I could do that at any of the places, but I know from the cards that the Night King keeps on going south. He's not going to go back to Winterfell, so once I claim Winterfell, it's basically mine. Do I have 6 castles? I certainly have 6 castles, so we are going to use the sail as that second action to claim King's Landing. And I was able to claim it with 3 troops. So not only do I get the sweet Iron Throne to really shore up my alliances and declare that life shall overcome the darkness, and I can also get a token, which is a sword. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness I finally found that. And so now when I fight, the White Walkers are going to be at a base 4 plus the card that they flip, which is a lot more manageable than 6. Night King is going to plot. They are going to terrify House Tyrell a little bit, but thanks to the throne, I have the lead, and they need to get 2 more tokens in order to take that from me. So that's why it's so good to have. And also, they're going to get a White Walker for pulling my symbol. All right, bot, you've been surprisingly useful for me. Let's see what you unleash now. Sail sounds like an excellent idea. But first things first, before we execute the sail, we're going to do the Raven. The rival gains 2. If it has more total power tokens in its allies pool than the Night King. So 5, 2, 8, wham! Scoring points already, keeping pace with the Night King. Gotta love that. And it is going to sail to, it's an old town, so it would sail to Sunspear. Sunspear is occupied with its allies, so it is not going to join its allies. Instead, it goes to next target, which in cooperative in the Night King mode is going to attack a White Walker, which is exactly why I wanted Daenerys on here. She doesn't have any units with her to bring, but she can bring Viserion Dracarys! Boom! So the White Walker is at a natural 4, and then they are going to flip a card from the deck. Then Daenerys is a 2. Her dragon is a 2, so we have an even match so far. And they also are going to flip a card from the deck. Let's see what happens with the White Walker. That's treated as a 0, so that is an unadjusted score. And Daenerys has a 4. I am the victor. Viserion roars, rears back its ancient gullet, and goes whoosh, melting the Ice Walker back into the nether from which it came. Yes! So you treat the dragon as a normal unit. They can move together. If I was controlling Daenerys, then they'd have like a special fly thing that they could do, move more spaces. But now it's a normal unit, so they can move along with anybody else. And also, they're 2 strength against our good friend over here when they decide to attack again. And for that victory, I get a victory point. I can follow that sail. The denizens of Sunspear have been rallied to the cause, so they are going to go 1, 2, and join Daenerys as an honor guard, which allows me to uncover this exploration token, which is another sword. Good That is so awesome. I am getting more and more powerful. It actually took a decently long time to think about this, but I think I got it. So we're going to do that. We're going to do one of my event cards first. The King's Roads. Perform 2 separate move actions, march, and gain 3 if neither it results in a battle. I am not picking fights. I am letting the fight come to me, and I'm prepared for it. So 2 move actions. Let's move 1 troop down here. We still need to find as much Valyrian steel as possible. But we also need to start fortifying our castle. So we are going to move over here and claim the Reach. That gives me 8 castles overall. Neither of those was a fight, so I'm going to gain 3. There is a recruit, so let's go ahead and spend 2, then 3, because that is off of my mat right there, which opens up another possibility for scoring, which is good because I'm about to enter a scoring phase. They go to the same spot, and they are going to show up and see if I get another goodie. Another goodie! I almost have everything that I need. There is only 1 more sword around, but I still want to keep exploring because every explorer is a chance at more gold and also killing a White Walker. So anything that would have come out of that would have been really good. All right, let's see what comes out of the deck. We have 1 symbol, Lannister, which is not in the game, so they get another White Walker, which means that they are going to, if I don't do something about that, take one of my tokens. So I didn't say this, but when I do a plot action, instead of recruiting or getting into my ally pool, I can spend to get rid of stuff in their terror pool. I just might do that if the bot gives me the right die. All right, let's see what the bot does. They are going to do a march, which you see what I'm doing with marches, a lot of good things. I'll take it. Yep, lots of good things. So the march comes with the throne symbol. Transfer any 1 power token from your ally pool to the rival. So the Night King's ally pool. So this will be the token that I'm going to sacrifice when those get rid of. So the bot is doing a lot of great things for me without a lot of overhead. So I do recommend using this bot if you don't want to two-hand it. That's a workable strategy, as you can see. In addition, we have the boot. The boot is towards Ashmark. They are in Ashmark. If a territory that they are targeting is occupied by a rival or its allies, which is itself, they are going to go to their next target. In this mode, when they go to the next target, they are going to attack the closest White Walker. Can't attack the Night King yet because the Night King's still ahead in points, and I wouldn't want to do that anyway because they are plus 20-something. But I can get the White Walker. And I am below the unit threshold. It's 3 per the different faction. So, Rhaegal, stop eating sheep and Dracarys! Yes, mother! So the White Walkers are more diminished. They are at 2 now, and I am at a 6 total. So I could fart this card pull out and still not do well. So that is the White Walker. They are at 1. I am at 4. And that was, even if it was flipped, let's say it was flipped. So the White Walker would be at 2, 4, 6. And I'm already at 6 plus the 1, 7. So it didn't really matter. As long as I didn't get blown out, I was going to win that. Double-barreled fire. I can follow that march. We are going to round out our collection of tassels. Lady Marjorie has had her eyes on Casterly Rock for quite a long time. Alliance time, we put 2 White Walkers back, and they are going to claim a Tyrell token. But because I just rewarded them Casterly Rock, I have solidified their alliance for 1 more round. Tax time, we have 2 fiefs, plus I have King's Landing this turn, so that's 5, which brings me up to the maximum of 10. No coins from the personal mat, but I am able to get, at this point, 3 cards, and I will keep the ones that I like. The rival, for some reason, is going to push my dice out and block me off a little bit more, but it hasn't been too much of a problem. Unfortunately, thank you to Daenerys, so the scoring isn't that bad. But the Night King has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they are going to go from 17 to 25. But it is the scoring round after round 3. That's why I took the extra castle, because I get 5 points over here and 4 points for my alliances, which is going to give me 9 points, which gets me up to 25. We are tied. However, even though I have cleared out my recruit a little bit, I really focused on fortifying what I have as opposed to really spreading out. So I don't have the 3 fief domains. For the cooperative, for the taxation, you count all of the allies. For the cooperative, you have to have your particular allies on places, which I do not. And I don't even have the 2. I only have Castle Black, which is 1 point. So I am 1 ahead of the Night King, but that will not last. All right, so round 4. Let's see where the Night King attacks again. Next, they're going to attack River Run and also summon some more up top. Good news and bad news. Good news, they don't summon any more White Walkers. Bad news, 1, 2, 3, they're going to go ahead of me on points. So even if I wanted to fight it, which I won't, I couldn't, because they scored based on the summoning White Walkers into space where there are White Walkers. Okay, so we get 1 more of those tokens, and we get to reveal this token. A cache. A cache of Dragon Glass. 1 trip over here will lead to getting both of them. So this is interesting, because when I go here and pick up the Dragon Glass, I attack the Ice Dragon is going to attack me to defend it. I guess it attacks me twice. Ooh, whoever goes up there is going to be in a bad way, getting attacked by an Ice Dragon twice. Unfortunately, that means the card means that the Night King is going to attack River Run with Daenerys there with her dragons. Technically, this dragon is not there, but we're going to use our imaginations. Because the Night King is ahead on points, that is a loss for me. So they don't get any points or anything, but they do drive Daenerys away. On top of Viserion. Well, actually, on top of Rhaegal. Let's save Rhaegal. We have to lose a unit, which means that poor Viserion is going to go... Is that a whale? Oh. Either way, I swear it. I swear it upon the 100 years, the 1,000 years of exile. I swear it upon all of the 7 gods. I swear it upon all that is holy. You shall feel the wrath of my fire. Not in mid-season, though. Let's wait until round 5 or 6. Actually, the White Walker summon, so we have the order of operations is important. The White Walker summon happens before, so they are going to summon White Walkers into every adjacent territory and then score points for territory that they did not come across. So technically, there would have been a White Walker here, which means I have to retreat past all of the unfriendlies into a territory that is unoccupied or friendly. So that's going to be here. White Walker gets the Night King gets a point for this one because they couldn't summon into Pike. And I have 2 battles to resolve, 1 for the Eyrie and 1 for Ashmark. And so now it is time to defend the realm against the onslaught of these creatures. So I have a chance to win both of these because the White Walkers are 2 and pulling a card. So the defense, Robin Arryn, is hiding somewhere. The brave Castellan, maybe Bronn. Let's get Bronn up in here. Expansion of an expansion. Bronn is now in the house. They are going to spend 2 of my gold for 4, 6, 8. So even if they pull a 5, they would lose. They did not pull a 5. I defended the realm against the White Walker. And this poor Mook, he is going to be holding up his little spear down from Sunspear. But I have a secret weapon. This is amazing card in cooperative. The rulebook even says so. So I get the strength of all the adjacent areas. So King's Landing is fortifying Ashmark over here. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5 added to over this. And I'm not even spending any. So that is 6 versus 2. So only if I get a 5 against me will I lose. That is not a 5. That happens sometimes, but hopefully that is nice and rare. Beating back the White Walker menace. Spent all that time on allyship, you see that it is all paying off now. For the living! Those 2 victories get me 2 victory points. So even though there's a lot of points coming in for the Night King, as long as you set things up right, you'll be able to keep pace. I gotta tell you guys, I'm having a ton of fun off screen. Imagine the possibilities. Now that the battle is really coming in, this is really, really cool experience. I hope y'all are having fun. All right, so we have 3 dice. I think the March is going to be really, really key. So let's go ahead and do a March Sail combination. So I'm going to use a little bit of metagame knowledge over here. I know the last 2 cards are basically all areas in the south. So these are the 2 areas where the Night King is going to attack next. Some kind of castle. So I'm going to set up so I can play more defense and get victory points that way. I only need to leave 1 troop in King's Landing. I'm not worried about it because I have backup here in the Erie with at least John's card, which has one of those gathered strength and borrow strength from the adjacent areas card. So I think King's Landing is pretty covered. And then we are going to march someone. We're going to get them over from Sunspear. Join me, see what this token is. Perfection. The White Walkers are now as weak as they can possibly be. And that's a little bit on the lucky side that I got all of them there. I have had a couple of games where this took longer. I kept on getting gold and gold and gold. Gold is great, but this is much more useful. My alliances are tenuous, though. Let's see what happens. Ooh. Oh, no. They are threatening House Tyrell. Thanks to having the Iron Throne, though, I still have the lead. And so I am not too worried about that. So this is cool. I like the fact that I'm rolling and I have that mystery of what the bot is going to do. Rather than having that overhead of planning, I think this is working out for me fun-wise. Perfect. I so needed more cards. Thank you, bot. So the first thing that happens is sail, because that's the paired symbol. Sail would take me down, since I'm at the north, it would take me down to Casterly Rock. Casterly Rock is occupied by my ally, so it skips over towards the next target. Dush! I have vengeance on my mind. You shall not be spared the ultimate weapon. Drogon! Rush! And so I do not want to play this card, but it is my only real option. So I could play either of those 2 cards, but that's a blind draw at the top of the deck, and it could be in a retreat. I do not want to get a retreat. I'm 6-1 right now. If the bot draws a 5 as a defender, they could tie me, so I have to play something. So Jon Snow says, Daenerys, Queen of Dragons, I love you. No time for love. Let's see what the bot gets. At this point, it doesn't matter. They're going to get a 3, so didn't need to play that card, but I felt better anyway. You get the idea. 1 point for the good guys. We are now tied at 29, and I have 3 units inside of one of these places. So what do I get? I get lots of coins. I am now at full. And so the rival gains 2 if it has more castles than you. I will assume that it means that destroyed castles over here. So we are just going to progress and get 2 points. We are ahead at 31. The bot has been super, super useful. Useful to me too because I don't have too much use for these cards. So let's get rid of them. I don't need the gold. Imagine that. I'm overflowing and I get 4 more cards back in black. All right, next up is recruit, and we're also going to use an event. Got plenty of money, so let's go ahead and spend it. We are going to spend 4 to recruit 2 beings. We are going to recruit Oberyn Martell. Strides heroically onto the stage, right there, in position in case we need more defense against the Night King, which we will. And also Marjorie Tyrell, it doesn't make any sense at all that she's going to come out here and defending as the Night King, but let's say she's manipulating behind the scenes and inspiring her troops so that when the Night King eventually comes, they're ready. It is time to enter the Frozen Domain with Stannis the Menace. Move a hero and up to 2 power tokens you control, each from a separate domain, to any other domain to start a battle. Here we go. We are going to take tokens from over here. And we are going to gather Stannis the Manus with my hardened icicle-nosed troops. And just like in the books, spoiler, spoiler, when we need him the most, Stannis is there to provide the heroics. All right, so they are going to appear way deep, sneaking past all of the White Walkers into the land of the Haunted Forest and attack this poor White Walker who has one. I'm going to put down a 3. So I got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus the 1. It doesn't matter what they pull at that point. I'm trying to keep ahead of that curve in case I draw 5s. I have lost to the 5 draw before. So I did almost lose that. That's pretty big. So the White Walker is defeated. I get another point up to 32. And I am here to see if this is the third Blade of Dragon Blast. It is not. It is a White Walker. So the White Walker gets added, and they are going to initiate a fight again. Now, I could be here and just kind of like meat grinder down the White Walkers for points, but time is of the essence, so we are going to pull some strategic shenanigans. Stannis the Manus is totally in control of the battlefield. He is going to declare a retreat and go to an unoccupied area. Hey, look at that. Rumors of dragonglass abound. And I'm going to pick these up, which triggers... Or do they even scream? That's not very exciting for the camera now, is it? And so it'll be 2 individual fights versus the Ice Dragon. So when you would collect Dragonglass, the Ice Dragon is not the domain. It moves there directly, start a battle. You must defeat the Ice Dragon in order to collect the Dragonglass. And then there is a phase 2, which I'll show you in a little bit, but it is 3 plus a card flip. So I have 2 more cards available to me. And also, I got the hero cards from Oberyn and Marjorie. So I'm a little bit better off than I might have been. So let's go ahead and go 3 versus 4. This first one, I am going to play a 4. And it is going to flip a 4. I am ahead of it. And so I have won the first piece of Dragonglass. Stannis the Manus legend grows. Second fight, I am going to play Oberyn 3. I wish I could do better than that, but I unfortunately can't. And then I'm going to flip another one for the bot. That is a 2. Ooh, I like this card. But anyway, I have beaten back the Ice Dragon once again. They are going to retreat to the wall, and I have claimed my second bit of Dragonglass thanks to Stannis' tactical maneuvering. At the end of round 4, I actually have 2 Dragonglass on my Valyrian steel. I love it. If only I wasn't stuck up here so cold. The Night King is really, 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 really upset, but there's nothing I can do about that. But, so they are going to get a Baratheon, and they are going to get a White Walker, which that doesn't matter. They're gonna claim one of my tokens. Let's see what happens. The turns are very complex in this game. A bot gets to go one more time, and they are going to do a Whisper. Everything's been useful by the bot so far, so let's see what else they got in store. The bot is fairly aggressive, so this is not really a surprise. Move the rival hero to a domain you control. The Night King controls, closest to the rival hero and with the fewest number of units to start a battle. They are going to pick off more of the White Walkers. And they get a +1, so they don't even have to draw this time. That is fantastic. So normally it would be Pike, but Pike is a destroyed castle. It doesn't really matter, so I get to choose Pike or the 3 sisters. Let's just go over here. Leaving Rhaegal to patrol the area. And... this is no TV show. This is a board game. In this board game, Viserion can resurrect. So we got 7 versus 1. I'm not going to play a card or pull a card or any of that nonsense because I cannot lose. So it is a 2 that is going to be defeated, and I get another victory point. So I am going to follow that. I have 1 coin to spend, and I am going to shore up my alliance with Aaron. I could spend more coins, but, well, I'm actually going to get a bunch of coins. So should I just shore that up a little bit more? Not useful because I have to discard the card anyway, discard the token anyway. So I think that's good for now. check alliances step. I removed 2. So I'm going to take 1, which is going to be, if I give it, no, that would be too much. So actually we're going to give it that guy. Still have all of my alliances. So we discard all of that, and now we are just all set. I have King's Landing and some fiefs, so I'm going to go ahead and get myself to max coins. No, wait a minute. We're not quite on to round 5 yet. The bot gets 9 points, so they are at 38. So they get that's their taxation. So they are going to streak ahead of me, but I'm right on their tail. Rangers report round 5. So again, metagame. I know that's only 1 of 3 areas they can attack, and I'm sort of prepared. They are going to attack High Garden. Wow, that's the best outcome I could have had. Cool. They get 3 points for not being able to place more White Walkers, so they get points for that. We're going to reveal this one. Minus 3 coins. Didn't want to see that one. That's unfortunate. Anyway, and we get another token over here. So I have a lot of searching to do. I might have to bring another team up here. I really don't want to do that. And there's no way to scry these tokens without going there. Jeez, I am not feeling great about that. And so now the Night King attacks High Garden. Ugh. That is another castle destroyed. If I'm not careful, they can take King's Landing away from me. So I need to, figure something else out. All right. So these characters, this actually goes into the terror pool if they're able to take a unit, and they have to escape somewhere. So they are going to escape here, obviously, so I can get a little bit more sneaky exploration going. And I think I did it wrong at the order of operations last time. The retreat happens first, and then the White Walkers come in, so it will come in and chain in some battles. All right, so that is 1. That is another fight. That is another fight. That is another fight. And this is, there are no more White Walkers in the pool, so the Night King gets 1 more point. But I got 3 fights incoming. Let's deal with the weenie fight first. It is 1 versus 1, or 1 versus 2. That's good news. So I did draw a whole new hand of cards because I got cards off of my mat. So I have a lot. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to defend and not pay. And I don't want to retreat, definitely not. Because that's points for the bot if I leave White Walkers. So I'm going to spend a coin and set up a 3. So that's 5 versus 1. And they get a 0. So that White Walker is defeated. And I get a point. Oberyn Martell steps up. We have 2 versus 1. Or 2, 3 versus 1. I kind of don't want to spend the hero cards because they have really, really great powers. So we're going to spend another 1. So that's 6 versus 1. I'm waiting for the 5. Waiting for the 5. There is no 5, and we get another point. So this is only 3 versus 1. I don't have any benefit from getting the surrounding strength, so we're going to have to spend 1 more coin. I guess it's a coin per victory point. Okay, so we have to draw another card, and we get a 2. That's the most frequent thing. 5s are relatively rare. So I was able to fend off the Night King's attacks and get 3 points. That is the current state of play, 36 to 42. All right, I'm close, but I need to catch up on points. That's the big thing right now. All right, so here is the state of my strategy. So that Gambit kind of walled Stannis off, unfortunately. I could probably get Stannis out of there with a card, but those 2 troops would be stuck over there. And yeah, look, I'm far away from tokens. I don't think I'm going to get the 3rd token. The good news is that I don't really need it. Right now, the Night King is at 10 plus a card flip. That's actually kind of doable, and I'll show you how in a second. Since this might not happen, if I were to get the 3rd Obsidian Glass, it's not like he would lose that 7. The dragon would join him and contribute 3. So really, I'd be sacrificing 4, which is a good amount, but I think I can overcome that. So I will try to look for a token or 2, but I'm kind of going to plan around not getting it and figuring out how I can beat this thing without that. All right, let's go ahead and give a roll. We have Recruit, Whisper, and March. March is a good idea. So I have that Three-Eyed Raven token here. It's been sitting there. I haven't explained it. I get to scout the next Ranger's report. So Stannis has heard the Three-Eyed Raven. The Raven is going, caw, caw, come to me. I have information. Finally, you have perked up yourself. I will make my way over there, destroy all White Walkers in my way, and save the realm. All right, here we go. We are using John's Night Watch power to set a die to one that hasn't been used yet, which is any die. We are going to go double throne, which means double actions or double events. And the first one is going to be Jon Snow. Perform a march with an army led by a hero that you control to start a battle. If you win this battle, gain an additional point. Let's make our way to this Three-Eyed Raven. The realm needs us. We are 4 versus 1. And just to ensure victory, we're going to use the 3. As an attacker, I don't need to spend the coins. So, yeah, I am just afraid of 5s. Even though the odds are kind of with me, I am not taking any chances whatsoever. So we are going to kill them, and we are going to get a point. We are now up to 37. Wait a minute, because of the card, now 38. So that's what I have left in my hand. I'm also going to play Marjorie's card. We perform a Whisper, then perform a Plot. So that gets played. We are definitely going to get rid of these 2 to get 2 coins. Really, I needed to restock for more fights, and getting that 5 out of the deck and into my hand is so good. And so we are going to shore up our alliances for the last round. That's what we're going to do. So we have Tyrell, so that is assured for now. And then I'm going to spend 2 coins, so 1, 2, 3, down to 1. And get myself the Aaron House. So if I need to give them tokens, I have tokens to give. And that helps keep me going for the last round. Speaking of plot, we are going to evoke terror. We have one house, Baratheon, which I still have their alliance by the hairs of my chinny chin chin, and a non-house, which is a White Walker. All right, Daenerys at this point is on White Walker smashing duty. Maybe not that one, but let's see what she has in store. So not as impressive. So the recruit is add 1 ally unit from the strongest ally to the hero's domain. So the hero is hanging out in Three Sisters, but both dragons are around and they're scaring away any other unit, so the recruit just doesn't happen. No op. Next up is the Raven. You must eliminate 2 of your units total from any domains. You being the Night King. Is the White Walker count as the Night King's unit? I'm going to say yes because that's heroic. Boom! That is 1 less point. Told you were on White Walker duty. I'm not actually sure if that does apply, but the rules for solo, running the solo bot in cooperative are threadbare. They're basically on this sheet, which isn't even a full page, does not cover the corner cases, so I have to make some judgment calls letting y'all know that. So I'm going to follow that Whisper. I'm going to get rid of 2 cards, which gets me 2 coins, puts me up to 3. And I'm going to draw, well, I'm going to keep this 5, definitely, because I get to attack with it for free and draw 3 more. Okay, I am stocked. Stocked for the invasion of the frozen north. March and March, double march. So first we are going to go here and try to take out this White Walker, who is harrying our poor the Three-Eyed Raven. I know the real name, but I'm not going to give it for spoiler reasons. So as usual, 4 versus 1, but we're going to go with Stannis the Menace himself, giving the 3. So that is 7 to 1. Got to pull for completion's sake anyway. Ooh, that could have been something, but there isn't enough around. And so we are going to defeat that White Walker and get another point. Raven, you have haunted my dreams for an age. Tell us what we need to know. You know the password? Password? The password is I'll punch your face in if you don't tell me what you know. King's Landing is going to King's Landing. How do I relay this information to my allies? You teleport down to King's Landing and tell them what they need to know. This is Game of Thrones. Teleportation happens all the time. You check this token to see if we get our 3rd dragon glass. Oh, another White Walker. Ah! Oh, ah! 150 years of living. I'm finally finished. You come back. We have to fight off against this one last Walker. More cards. More 7 versus 1. And this is the end of the deck. Oh, there is the 5. That's why I kept using the cards. That's why I've nursed them all the entire time. 7 to 6 is still going to be a Walker down. And just in case you were curious, I sure am creeping up to being able to beat the Night Walker, the Night King. Oi, I'm here by teleport. You know that the Night King is going to head to King's Landing next? You know what to do. Going to use my second move. I had that kind of planned out. There were 3 options. They could have gone to Sunspear and Starfall, which is way down here, or King's Landing. So then I know they're in King's Landing, so I'm going to set up for the final showdown right around the area. All right, well, let's see if Danny continues to help me or if she's just going to be picking off walkers. Okay, March, that has promise. Oh, wait a minute. Let me fast forward or rewind that and do the Night King's plotting. The plotting is going to have them take a token away from me. A reminder of that because the card is going to direct me to do some plotting before I do my move. So this is the Daenerys is plotting. That is a Greyjoy. So they are out of the game. That is a no-op according to my reading of how that works. But they are going to march to the Eyrie. The Eyrie does not have anybody, so they are, or that has the allies. So they instead are going to mosey on over to River Run. They always leave a unit behind, so they are going to attack. So since all 3 dragons are deployed, I believe that she can't just redeploy them, which is a shame. So that is 3 versus 1. We are going to play the 3 as the attacker to make 6. So I can theoretically lose. That's not losing. That's almost losing, but I'm able to take them out for another victory point. Now I get to follow that move. According to the text of the solo card, the dragons are otherwise treated as a normal unit. So this doesn't make too much sense whatsoever, but I'm just going to declare it. Drogon smells blood. So he is going to hover around King's Landing. You know what's coming. Checking for alliances. We have House Tyrell is very much threatened, but they're not going anywhere. So my alliances all hold. Thank you to holding the Iron Throne that as long as I have. I get 8 coins from the realm, from Fiefs, and from King's Landing. So that brings me to 10, but I don't think I'm going to need that. So I've done a pretty good job managing the walkers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is going to take them from 12 to 18. But it is a scoring round. I only get 3 points for castles. Unfortunately, I had to abandon Storm's End. But I get 4 points for having alliances. So I already know what's going to happen because I had revealed the card. Thank you, Three-Eyed Raven. We hardly knew ye. So we are going to get a new token right there. Oh, no, that's not a new token. That is a new walker. And 2 points. So they are now at 50 to my 51. And they are going to get 2 tokens. So we have 1 token over here, and this one gets revealed. Is it the last class? No, it is not the last class. It is a plot card, which at this point doesn't mean anything because the alliances are set for the game. But it does matter for point scoring purposes because if the bot can't place a walker because the mat is empty, then they get a point. So let's just go ahead and resolve that. The Night King is going to attack King's Landing. So I lose King's Landing because this guy is just killed and everything else would retreat, but there's nothing else to retreat. So I no longer have the +2 bonus. The throne doesn't matter. It's that +2 that I lose because I'm not in control of it. Whatever. Now we will get Walker right there and Walker. Welcome to my trap, said the living to the dead. Now, I don't necessarily need to win these fights. However, I do want to have troops surrounding King's Landing. So as many as I can win as possible, that would be great. So that I'm going to unload. completely unload everything I got. So we have 3 Baratheon troops. Imagine the cutscenes all over the place. Battles against White Walkers. We have 3, 4, which is 7, because there's 1. This is the Reach. That is an impossible fight for the boss. They get a 0. That is defeated, and I get a point. How fitting, Oberyn Martell is going to play his own card, a 3, to defend against their White Walker in Ashmark. Our country is too beautiful and too warm for your kind. Be gone! They are going to flip over a 4, which is 5. Does not take out that situation. Boom! Another point. Now we have the Valiant Defenders of the Vale holding on in front of the Eyrie, defending against the one lone White Walker up there. Robin Arryn is, yeah, go get him! Mommy, hide behind me! You cannot ask me to hide behind you at the same time call me mommy, Robin. Stand back, little dearest. Guards, get that White Walker! Gotta play this one, Marjorie 12. So that is the Gathered Straith one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I got plenty. That's gonna blow away this particular Walker. Not even gonna put up a fight. And finally, we have the Drogon over here with this one troop that's been there the entire time. Douche. So that is 8. They don't have a chance either. See, there's the 5. You're going to tempt fate once and another, but that's why I brought Drogon down. Narrator. The Night King silently stares into the distance, wondering if he should have done what he did. So the ironic thing is I do not have a foot on the mat, so it might be a little bit hard to get what I need to initiate that fight. But I did roll it. Let's see if I want to initiate it now or do it some other way. I'm going to hold off one single solitary turn. So first of all, I am going to use my throne on a recruit. I don't have to use the optional action, but I don't have to use the die action, which I'm not going to. I am going to recruit. I'm going to spend 2 coins. I only need 2 coins in order to have the actually, I can only do 1. Sorry about that. In order to have the maximum effect possible troops that are around. I cannot control Daenerys Targaryen, even though I really, really want to at this point. All I can hope is that the solo bot will help me out and get her into the fight. Are you all terrified of me? For the living! That was the Evoke Terror pull. Now it is time to see what Daenerys does. Oh, that is promising. So the ship is going to be the throne first. Throne says you lose 1 coin for each map card on which the rival has at least 1 control domain. The Night King doesn't have any gold. So the rules say that if there are hero cards with gold, then instead it should read as, you get +1 strength in your fight against a Nightwalk or an enemy. So we're just going to treat it that way. It's like, okay, this, instead of what this says, like, okay, if I fight this round, then I'm going to, get that +1 versus the Night King. The other is a ship, and the ship would normally take her from the middle of the map to Castle Black. Castle Black has an ally. Oh, sweet, sweet revenge. You took out Viserion? Well, he is back to exact his vengeance, and I have brought friends. Rhaegal! Wait a minute, that's illegal. Still got Drogon and Viserion ganging up on poor Night King over here. 4, 7, 10, 13, 15, 17. All that got added because of Lord Snow. Ice and fire. A little gross, people. A little gross. And so that is 3 plus 7 is 10. Plus the card flip to make it official, even though... Oh, actually, it is 11 because they have a White Walker near them. That gathers no strength. No strength from the living. You thought you can call to us to help you? Holy Toledo, that may have been the most epic game of anything that I have played here on the channel. We had thrills and chills. We had lots of strategy. We had Stannis up north. We had Jon and Dany at the end coming together, ice and fire, to take out the Night King. Came down to the final rounds. The bot helped me a lot. And in fact, I probably enjoyed having the bot more because it's less decision space and they were very useful in what they did. You can go ahead and check out my review of the base game. It will be on the channel by the time I post this. Also, pretty soon, sometime in the year 2025, I'm going to redo my list of top Tiny Epic games. We'll see where Tiny Epic Game of Thrones falls on that list. Spoiler alert, it's pretty high, but how high does it make it? Other than that, my sincere hope is that you had as much fun watching this whole playthrough as I did bringing it to you. That's it for me. This is Jason with the One Stop Co-op Shop, reminding that we'll see you at the next stop.